pressure can make diamonds or burst pipes. So it's like when you get smacked in the face, bro, that's pressure. Like, how do you respond is the most important thing to it. So that's mental toughness for you, bro, that you're able to take the L. Like, you ain't just punk about it, like, dang, man, we shouldn't have lost to this, that, and the third. Like, no, because we did lose. Why? Like, so from there, it's just like, now you can actually get to an answer and like get to the next step to where it's like, all right, cool. Like you said, when we come back around, I know what's up. Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is another episode of the BeBall Jones podcast with the man, the myth, the legend, the defensive player of the year himself, Nelson Haskell. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good now, man. I had to vent and release some things before we got situated with the podcast, but I'm lovely now. Hopefully everything goes smoothly and accordingly to plan. But besides that, I'm doing great, man. I can't complain.
That's good, bro. I'm glad to hear that.
Oh man, the stuff it takes to run a podcast, man, it's a blessing. I cannot complain. But anyway, we will be switching things up a little bit for this episode. We're going to be doing a mini interview, is what I've chosen to call this one, because I can't think of anything better. And we're going to be talking to each other and asking each other certain questions about this certain concept or idea around pressure. Just getting a deeper dive into each other's perspective of us personally, but also us within our worlds of you as a player and me as a trainer and businessman. So just picking into each other's lives a little bit and seeing what is pressure to us and how we deal with it and cope with it and whatever else comes to mind. So yeah, actually you can start if you want to. It don't really matter to me.
Man, I thought it was an interview. You supposed to ask me a question, girl.
I mean, it's up to you how we start, bro. Like, I'll start it up. That don't matter.
Go ahead.
All right. So for you, man, when it comes to pressure, like, do you feel pressure? Like, for you, what is pressure for you personally? Like, when it comes to pressure, because I know some people say pressure is not real or pressure this, pressure that. But for you personally, like, as Nelson, the human being, not the player, but just Nelson, the human being, what is pressure to you?
I feel like pressure is difficult circumstances and situations. So like like you said, not just basketball, but in life. If I'm put in a difficult situation, naturally there'll be pressure to come with that, like to figure it out or to make it out of that situation, to get the best outcome out of it, however to solve that problem. And it's very like levels of pressure also. Like it's a very varying levels of difficulty or whatever you might be in. So like I remember Damian Lillard was like, they asked him about how can he handle pressure or whatever. And he was like, it's not really, there's no pressure out here. Like there's no pressure in basketball. Like the guy who don't know where his next meal coming from, there's real pressure.
Yep.
And he right to a certain degree, because that's like when we talking about in the grand scheme of things, making a shot in a basketball game is nowhere near pressure of life, of not knowing where your next meal coming from, or how you gonna pay a bill or something like that. And so that's that's what I mean when I say there's varying levels of pressure in every situation. So that's just a response to it. It's like, all right, or not a response, but a side effect of whatever may be arising, like whatever kind of problem or situation or that may have come up in your life. That comes with pressure. So then it's up to you to decide how you handle that or how you respond to it. So let me flip it on you. So what do you call pressure? What do you think pressure is in your own words?
I was exactly say the exact same thing, like that Dame quote, to where it's like a lot of times we take pressure and make it such a big thing, especially when it comes to basketball and the game win. And it's like at the end of the day, man, we got to remember, like, this is a kid's game at the end of the day, bro. Like, anything in and around this is a blessing, bro. It's not pressure. Like, we put too much emphasis on this stuff when it's like it's not that deep. Like it is deep because it's people's livelihood and whatever. But at the end of the day, bro, it's a kids game. Like we're sitting here right now dissecting things in and around the kids game. Like not to belittle it because basketball is my life, bro. I love it, but we put too much emphasis to make pressure around this. You feel me? So I think pressure for the most part is I got to a point where I looked at pressure as a gift, not a curse. To where let's use an NBA analogy. So nobody's looking at the Rockets right now or the Pistons or certain teams or the Cavs look like you guys need to go win a championship right now. No, just go play basketball, bro. We seeing what you got. Now look at the Warriors, Warriors a little bit. But you look at the Lakers and it's like, yo, where that ring at, bro? It's about that time. You feel me? But with that pressure comes a level of respect because what we're saying is you guys have meet a level of qualification to say, you guys, we're looking for a certain level of expectations out of you, which is a compliment. Basically, what we're saying is Lakers, you're good. Rockets, you're trash. That's basically what we're saying. So that pressure is really more of a compliment rather than like a defeating thing. You feel me? Like Dame Lillard, you were saying you're a good enough player to we should win a championship. It's not a bad thing that we're putting pressure on you, but that's a compliment saying, yo, you one of the top guards in the league, one of the best players in the game. The pressure that we have on you is to say, we expect this certain level of greatness from you. So I started looking pressure as a compliment rather than a negative thing. So it's not really a definition, but that's just how I see pressure now. Cause that takes the stress off of it and makes it more of a like, I don't say humbling thing, but more of like, it puts things in perspective for me to where it's like, it's the gift rather than the curse of it. So that's kind of how I see it. It's not a definition, but it's just how I see it.
I understand that. There is definitely so in terms of sports, there is a certain level of respect that comes with pressure. Like you said, we're not putting pressure on the guys that like there's no expectations on.
Yeah.
But when there's expectations on you, that we have enough respect to expect something better out of you, or to like we respect you enough to expect great things. Therefore, there's a certain amount of pressure that comes with expectations.
Yeah.
Expectations could be something like the greatest pressure. Like a lot of guys don't realize that like everybody want to be good, everybody want to be on good teams, everybody want to be, everybody want to be with on the Lakers type team. Everybody want to be on the Steph Curry, KD Warriors type team. Everybody want to play for the Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen Bulls type team where they feel like they're gonna be dominating. But you never know how much pressure comes with being on those teams where you're expected to win until you own them.
Yep.
And so that's part of it. Like folks don't understand sometimes. Like, man, like it's not all just peaches and cream just because you're on a good team.
Yeah.
Like how we tear how folks do Russell Westbrook. People have been on Russell Westbrook for years. But he played for the Lakers and he played with LeBron James. Now it's like, oh man, Russ the worst point guard in the league. Like there's a certain amount of that ain't what we're getting on today, but there's a certain amount of pressure is what I'm saying. A certain amount of pressure that comes with being great or good. So that is somewhat of a compliment in a way, like you said. That's not so. It's good that you kind of found a positive way to spend it in your own mind.
Yeah, like that. Even more in a personal life too. It's like if you look at another man and it's like, I'm not trying to put anybody down, so I'm not going to name anything specific, but like you look at another man that you see and it's like, you don't see much going for him. You don't expect much from him. So he doesn't have that level of pressure. But somebody who has potential, you look at him and like, oh, he has a bright future, man. Let's see where he can go to. So now it's like, man, you expect so much from them. And sometimes that pressure can get to people and it's like, yo, y'all expecting me to do this, that, and the third. And it's like, whatever. But at the same time, you have to manage that by looking at how you are and what you expect from yourself. So I might be getting ahead with your question. I don't know, but like that's just how you can gauge the pressure and like I said, to make it more real life situation where it's like you might look at a teammate and it's like, bro, you ain't got the pressure I feel to do this role. That's not your role. So you don't feel pressure here. Like, what you worry about rebounding for, man? It's like, I don't care about rebounding. That's not your role. Since that's not what you do. As the man of my family, this is the pressure that I feel to I got to provide for my family. I'm a single dude. I ain't got no kids, so it's like I'm worried about me compared to my dad. He got to worry about the family. Like that's two different types of pressure that I cannot compare. It's more pressure on him because he has more people looking up to him, but that's more responsibility and more expectations put on him because of where he is. So that pressure on him is more of a thing to where like you can expect him to take care of us because of where the way we see him. So it's not like a negative thing to put all this pressure on my dad. If something happened to the family, we automatically like, yo, dad, what's up? Like, ain't nobody looking at me. Brian, what's up? What my dad say? Did he say something? like,
Hey, that's real, but
like for real. So it's like same thing in basketball, bro. Like something happened. We ain't looking at dude on the bench. Like, what we looking at you for? Hey Nelson, what up? What's up with this defensive end? We need to stop. We looking at you. Like, what's up, bro? Like,
but Brian, that's facts though. Like
you
it
feel me?
really be like that, man. So not to get ahead of ourselves, but like this kind of pertains to what you're saying. So we have 5 goals every game. Like I coach writing them down on the board, everything. There's 5 goals we need to accomplish in every game, and if we accomplish all 5, you almost guarantee to win. Like very rarely will you ever get all 5 goals and lose. Have 10 or less turnovers, rebounding battle, so as in get more rebounds than the other team. Uh, dang, why can't I remember right now? Win the rebounding war, less than 10 turnovers, shoot 70% or more from the free throw line. Uh, get 5 or more kills. Is it just 4 of them? I'm quite sure. 11, 22, 33, 17. It's, I'm missing something. Anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, but one of the goals is to get 5 or more kills. Kill is 3 stops in a row. If we cause a missed shot or a turnover and get the rebound, or a missed shot and get the rebound, or force a turnover 3 times in a row, that's 1 kill. So we need 5 of them in the game. So whenever we get 2 stops in a row, my assistant coach Carl keeps up with it. When we get 2 stops in a row, he'll call my name. He'll say, Nelson, this is for a kill from the sideline. Telling me because I'm like the defensive anchor. So that's supposed to like alert me, like, all right, we need this stop.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, Nelson, this for a kill. So that's supposed to like, I'm like high alert. I'm like, okay, we need to kill. So I'm on it. So like I'm pointing, I'm telling people where to go, I'm telling guys where to go and what to do. And we get to stop, like guys hype up, they clap and stuff like that on the sideline. It's very important. So like that's pressure on me in a way. Like even though this is one possession, trust me to be like he telling me. He ain't saying 18, this is for a kill. He's like Nelson, this is for a kill. So make sure we get it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he does that, and somebody just get, you playing college basketball, somebody might just get bop, 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 pull a little over the top. We play a good defense shot and just went in. You know what I'm saying? So ain't much I can do about that as even though I'm the defensive anchor. But ain't nothing like when he say, hey Nelson, this for a kill, and we play great defense and get a steal or force a turnover, something like that. That's big for the team. So I take a lot of pride in that, knowing that, he put that responsibility on me. That just when you just reminded me of that as you were talking, like, hey dad, what's up? Like what my dad say. That's me. Like, hey Nelson, what's up? Like we need to kill. Like it's on
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
5 guys out here. Hey, no, you. Like,
Yep.
well, we gonna get this stop. So that's one of the small pressures of my game, or a part of what I do for the team. So that just something I want. That's just something you reminded me of in the time. But moving on in our discussion, man. So my first question to you is, what do you think is like it puts the most pressure on you as a trainer when it comes to training kids? Like, what is one situation or scenario that you feel that, or that you've already been in, I guess, that you feel put the most pressure on you as that kid's trainer or whatever?
Um, the situations that I felt the most pressure. I have to say, working. with higher level players, like like really good college players. Like I had the opportunity to work with a handful of D1 players, D1 girls, uh a guy from D2, and that was probably the most like I don't they didn't give me pressure, but I think the pressure I put on myself was what got me there. Just because it's like,
Mm.
oh, okay, this is like for real players. Like you can't be like I know what I'm talking about, but you gotta know that you know what you're talking about with them. Because it's like if I came to you
Cause they'll
half step,
know.
exactly. So I can't come up here and be like, oh, we gonna come here and I think we're gonna like you got time for that, bro. Hey, we doing this, that, and the third. That could be wrong, but it's like, oh, you're kind of confident. Like, all right, you know
I'm
what I
gonna
mean?
believe in them.
Yeah. So it's like I put that pressure on myself to perform and be prepared to a certain extent to where when I'm with them, they're getting benefit. And as I've grown since then, it's like I've learned more and I simplified the game to where it's like it makes sense. To where it's like I'm so used to training kids, and it's like so much fundamentals and basic stuff that they need to learn. Of course, you need to go advanced and stuff so they can actually develop. But like to a certain extent, I got all the fundamentals or most of the fundamentals I need to have. Like that's why I'm playing D1 and D2. Like, what's next? You feel me? So it's like that was a pressure situation, and the two ways I could say I dealt with it was really just like embracing it. Like I take this challenge and just run with it and see what happens, or I can run away from it and never really know. So that's kind of one way I took it. And the second end of it was just being open. Like I didn't try to come off as a know-it-all, come off like I fully understood. I stayed within the comfort zone of what I knew and how to get you better. Like I really nitpicked on certain stuff to where it wasn't nitpicking to make it seem like I knew what I was talking about, but I actually did nitpick to where I knew what I was talking about. So we could have a legit comfortable conversation to where I'm confident in knowing what I'm talking about here. Like, and I feel very fine with that. So I found a lane and comfort zone with them to where it's like, okay, boom, I got your trust and we can ride this direction to where now the other five things I might not know about, we good because I know how I am. I'm going to learn anyway. So, um, that's just kind of how I took it. Like I just embraced the challenge of it and just tackled what I did know to where it's like that opened up the avenue to where I could go more directions with you. So, um, yeah, that's probably the most pressure situation I've probably had, in my opinion. Um, yeah, hope that answered your question.
No, it did. There is a certain amount of pressure. I never thought about it from the trainer's perspective, but I'm sure there is a certain amount of pressure when working with higher level players, especially with you who normally would be working with kids or like just lower level players, middle school, maybe high school, whatever. So that's kind of I can understand how like going from that to working with like a D1 player who obviously has been through a lot of training sessions. Like probably is a lot of pressure that comes with that. So I definitely get that.
Yeah, so hopefully, I mean, I'm still cool with most of them to this day, and you know, they ain't never. I'm pretty sure they want to be like, "Oh, you suck to my face," but at the same time, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a level of respect I feel like they do have for me. So, if I did suck, I don't know. They didn't tell me, but they kept coming back a few times. So I mean,
If they came back multiple times, that's enough. They'll let you know.
yeah. So that's all I needed. You feel me? So I took that as my thing, and I'm still cool with some of them to this day. Like we speak every once in a while, and you know we got a respectable relationship. So I just took it as I did my job. So um now my question for you is kind of piggybacking off of that kills. When it comes down to, let's say, how do you bounce back from the failed pressure? So you know you got the two kills, and it's like, how do you feel if you keep failing with that next level? So you got the two stops, you keep failing to get that third one. Like, how do you recover from that to where it's like, okay, I got the two. What are we doing to not get that kill? Like we just 1-2, the third stop, we can't get there. Okay, we got 1-2, third stop. So how do you recover from that? And like, do you feel more pressure from that rather than like a normal play? Like you said, it amps up some. So I'm pretty sure that feels different than normal play. But like, how do you recover from not getting that kill. Because like you said, it's one stop, two stops. Most teams probably be happy for that. But in your mind, you train to be like, get that third one. So how do you recover from when you don't get the third one?
Well, a lot of times when we don't get the third, like if it's a consistent thing, like we can't get the third stop, because obviously these games where we don't get all 5 kills or whatever. But if I feel like it's a consistent thing where we're not getting all our kills, a lot of times the coach will tell us in the timeout, like, "Hey man, we only got 1 kill right now. Like if we want to win this game, we need more kills. We need the great stops. All this yada yada." So that's big. You know what I'm saying? So when I feel like it's a consistent thing, I normally try to make an adjustment, like team wise, not just myself, because not trying to brag now, but very rarely is like, am I the one getting scored on consistently? When I am, I know what I need to do. But when the team is getting scored on, we're not creating stops. I try to make an adjustment. I say, hey, or even if it's not just telling somebody else to do something out the gate, I might go to coach and be like, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? I think we need to do this with so and so. Like then they respect me enough to listen to my input as a player, especially on the defensive end. They know I wouldn't just be saying nothing for no reason. So that there's a level of respect they have for me in that aspect. So that's usually what I go to. If I feel like we've been scored on too much, and a lot of times that happens. Like we're not just a super great defensive team. Like sometimes like if teams play a certain way that doesn't that every team has a certain way that like they don't like to guard or they're not good at defending whatever. Like that might be like they kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? And so when teams play in that style, I ain't gonna say it on here because I mean by the time they see this, the season gonna be good and going. But anyway, I still don't even want to say it. Just I might be playing next year. But if the team is playing in a way that like we're not very good at guarding, a lot of times I see who the better players are, and I'll be like, all right, so look, this is what we're gonna do by him. Like, hey, when he does this, because I'm good about remembering their plays and their sets. So I'm like, okay, when he does this, me and you will switch. Or next time I'm gonna do this, send them back to you, make sure you're ready, all this, yada yada. Like he will not be the one to beat us. That's the type of person I am. All right, he hitting shots. Next time he do this, y'all switch him. Or shoot, not to be the dirty person, but next time he come through here, just give him one of these. Like just hit him, bump him. Something. Those guys off their rhythm. And so that's the type of guy I am when it comes to like not getting our kills. I'm like, all right, we gotta make a change. Like, or even if the change is just slight, like, all right, when we switch, I need you to take a step up. If he backdoor you, I'm right here. So don't worry about getting backdoor. We still gonna steal that pass. Just make sure it's not an easy catch for him. Like, make things difficult for guys. So that's usually my go-to when it comes to not getting kills or not getting the third kill. Because if you can't get 3 stops in a row, then they obviously have something they can go to if they're scoring every 3 plays. So they have something that's working for them, whether that be one player just hot that night or a certain play or anything. They have something going for them. So you need to make an adjustment to that something and make sure they can't just keep going to it the rest of the game. So that's usually that's usually my job is to make that adjustment, see that. And like I'm the type of person that I'm looking at it. I take pride in this, so I'm not gonna keep letting us get scored on every play. So I'm gonna be the one to be like, hey, they keep going this way, they keep going to this. Make sure we do this next time. So that's pretty much it to it. Like just make that adjustment to whatever the offense is running consistently, and we should be good.
So do you feel like it's a different level of pressure between that or stopping a run? Like, do you feel like is the pressure different for you? Like, do you feel different when it's like, all right, we got that kill, we got to get this kill, like, because that, you know what I mean? Like, that kill means a lot. Like you said before, if you get all 5 things done for your team, including that kill, more than likely you're gonna win. So do you feel more pressure to get that third stop for the kill, or do you feel more pressure to stop a run that's going? So you like, they're on an 8-0 run right now. All right, we gotta get stopped right now. Like, do you feel more pressure on one or the other, or is it just like you don't care, you want to get stopped regardless?
So I usually feel more pressure with the stops because basketball is a game of runs. Like I feel more pressure with stopping the run. I mean, say because like with the kills, like you. So in the situation you gave me, like they say, hey, this for a kill, and we don't get the third stop, but we still got 2 stops in a row. So if we did score in those plays, we win in that situation. But if a team is going on a run, basketball is a game of runs. So if they're going to run, that's how they win the game. We got to make sure this run don't last long, and then make sure we go on a run of our own. So we need those stops. Like you don't go on runs without stops. So that I definitely say I feel more pressure with the stops stopping that run, because when the run is going, and then you know how teams are, like especially guys that are scorers. When guys get on runs, they be like, "Oh, we need to get a bucket." No, we need to stop. We need to stop them from scoring. Stopping them from scoring will give us more opportunity. And so, but that's just how my mind works. Like we a lot of us think differently. I have a defensive mindset. So when the team go on an 8-0 run, 10-0 run, I'm that guy like, hey, sit down right here. We need to stop. That guy.
Yeah.
I definitely would say I feel more pressure to stop that run, because runs is how you win games. Like we can't, if they do, the team's gonna go on runs, like I said, but we got to make sure this run don't last long, or we're gonna be in trouble. That takes precedence over getting the third stop after you already got two.
That makes sense, because like you said, it's a game of runs, and like if you're not able to stop that run, like you keep going back and forth, like it's gonna be a shootout, but it's gonna come down to who gets that first stop. Because if I can stop you and we score, we keep our run going, that means a lot more than the kill. Because like you said, the kill's been like, 2 plays. We already got 2 wins by getting 2 stops. The third one's just like the icing on the cake to get. It's a personal thing for y'all. Like other team don't really know about that. They might, but it's not that irrelevant. I mean, not that relevant. Versus the 10-0 run stopped it. Okay, woo, finally. Because then that stop takes away some of the pressure from your offense to where you don't have to score. So it's like, okay, we got to stop. Oof. Okay, we can score. If we don't score, it's not as bad because we finally stopped their run. You know what I mean? So
right.
I feel you when you come with that, man. So that makes sense.
Okay. So my next question to you is, you feel a lot of pressure on yourself when you're training a kid and they don't seem to be improving, or at least not improving right away? If you're training a kid that's, let's say, a high schooler, and he or she is not improving as fast as they like, or you would like, you feel pressure on yourself when that happens?
Yes and no, because I'm the type of person where I always look in the mirror first. Like I see what I can do better, but at the same time, I'm not in a position to where I'm like with that person every single day. You feel me? So if at the same time, I put the onus back on the player, because this is you, your career, you're playing, this is your minutes, to where I'm doing what I can do to make sure you're getting better, but you have to take responsibility for your game too. So it's like, it's more of a 50-50 thing. So it's like, if I'm training you and I'm like, yo, we agree that the goal is to get better. Let's say we're working on your shot. So we agree working on shooting, right? Okay, cool. How many shots have you got up? Not we're not including the game, not including the practice, not including your training session with me. Outside of that, how many shots have you got up? So that part right there is what you have control of. I control the sessions. I can't control the practice. So it's like, it's really, if you're not getting better at some point, it's like, I am looking at the mirror first to be like, hey, what can I do? What can I do mentally to get them triggered to get better? What can I do within the session to make sure to get better? But at the end of the day, if you're not doing the little bit that you can do to get better, then that takes everything off of my hands, because only so much I can do. And I try to put it in perspective to where they understand that it's not on me. I'm not Superman. I'm not here to save you and rescue today. Like, that's not what I'm here for. I'm just here to guide you a little bit. Like, so if you're not getting better, yeah, I'm gonna take some of the heat because that's my job. That's what you're paying me for. But at the end of the day, it's all about you. Like, because when you do get better, I'm not taking credit for that. Like, yo, you put in the work. I'm not the one getting up shots. I'm not the one going through practice. I'm not the one actually in the game playing. So I can't take all the credit for your good and then take all the blame for your bad. You know what I mean? Like, within the leadership, I will take the blame for it because that's how I am. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and just like let you be the scapegoat, or let me be the scapegoat and you feel like you got off scot clean. Like, it's a balance I try to find between it, to where it's like you realize that it's all on you, good and bad. So if you get better, then yo, you did your job. Like you did your thing. You put in work. Proud of you, man. Keep going. You're not getting better. Hey, what's like now? I'll break things down to where it's like, okay, what have you done? Like I had a young lady I was training, and we were going good and hard. We probably did twice a week for a while. She got a lot better. Like she was skyrocketing. And then she took a few weeks off from me, maybe about a month off from me, and game went downhill for me. I was like, yo, what's up? Like, you got so much better. Like, we working on left hand. She got left hand down pretty decent. Jump shot form was looking solid. We grew a lot within that time frame. And then she just backpedaled super hard. And I'm just like, yo, what happened? Like, part of me was frustrated because it's like, bro, we worked so hard to get here for you to backpedal so hard. Like, you basically started back over from the beginning. And so I was like, yo, like, what have you been doing? And like, she played other sports and stuff. So it's just like, and then that was around the time with COVID and stuff. So it's like, I couldn't be as frustrated. So I was trying to put in perspective to where they realize that you have responsibility. It doesn't matter what I teach you, what I show you, what I talk to you about, because at the end of the day, it's on you, you know. So I do feel some level of pressure to make sure y'all getting better, but at the same time, it's on you because I'm not hooping. I'm not going out there in the games. I'm not doing none of that stuff. So I will look at myself in the mirror first and foremost to make sure I'm teaching you right and I'm giving you the mindset to at least make you aware of the direction you're trying to get to. But the bottom line is you're not performing. The coach ain't looking at me. You're the one not playing. I'm going to be okay. You know, like my goal is to get you playing, but you're the one that's going to be more frustrated than I am. You feel me? Like that sounds bad, but it's the truth because it's like.
No, you're right though. I've been the player. Yeah. So.
You feel me? So it's like if you're not performing at the end of the day, but I have other players that are performing, there's something that's not adding up here. You know, so you can't blame me 100%. I'll take half. I would easily take half. But you're not going to give me the full 100. The other 50 has to go on you. So I don't really feel as much pressure with that because once I lay everything out and we come to an agreement, half the pressure falls back on the player. So I don't feel as much pressure with that just because, like I said, either A, I'm already aware of my own expectations with this player. And B, I make sure they understand like mentally what it takes to get to where you want to get to. Or that's not realistic where you're trying to get to. Like, you're not going to play basketball your first year and start varsity. Like, who? No, you're not this 6'8" athletic freak. That's not, no. So it's just being able to put things in perspective to where they realize like they have responsibility for whatever happens. So I don't feel that much pressure. If I do, it's just what I put on myself. But for the most part, nah, not for real.
I feel that because, like you said, it's still on the player at a certain point. And like you said, you ain't the only kid I'm training. So if I'm training multiple kids and multiple kids are progressing and you are not, then I need you to take some of that blame because obviously my methods ain't that flawed if I'm the only one or one of the few that hasn't progressed. So yeah, I definitely feel that. That makes total sense. But, like, you better than me though, because I about would have said it. Like, well, I ain't gonna say I would have said it, but like if a kid ever like a kid or a parent ever like approached me in that way, like, hey, my son and my daughter ain't getting no better. Like, what I'm paying you this money for if they ain't getting better? I'd have been like, hey, I got other kids that is getting better. You asking your son or your daughter. But that's just me though. That's probably why I ain't no trainer. But whatever.
And luckily, I ain't never had that problem. I mean, I'm still fairly young in my career and everything too, but I haven't had that problem. Like one of two things have always happened for me. So either I figure out little tricks and methods to where it's like I'm not gonna have that problem. So either one or two things, I'm either gonna get the kid to love me so much to where the long-term plan is bought in, or if I see it's a short-term thing, I'm finna cheat a little bit and get short-term results. It just depends on the situation. So if I'm trying to get you for a long-term deal, then I'm locking in to where, all right, you love me and I get something like you hooked me for, I taught you something or whatever. A lot of times I had it where parents like, yo, I've never seen my kid open up like that. I never seen them act like this. Like I had one dude talking trash to me like crazy one session. And the mom was like, oh, I've never seen him talk trash like that before on the floor. I'm like, got him. You feel me? So, so that bought into where now I know long term we're okay. So I can take the long route and some of that pressure is taken off, and he's bought into where it's like whatever I say, he's going to do it, or at least look at it strongly to where when we have those tough conversations, it's a little bit easier. And so the short term people sometimes they come in for the summer. They want to, hey, my kid got tried in 3 months. I'm like, yo, this is the worst time to do this because there's a reason why there's a reason why he didn't make the team last year. He's trying to get it in 3 months. Like that's not how this works. Especially talking about varsity. Like that's not how it's worked. So nah. So I felt a little pressure with that, but like when I had a dude couldn't even make a left hand layup, I'm like,
try out in 3 months, huh?
oh man. But that's he ended up making the team though. The mom ended up texting me later, like, oh, he made the team. I'm like, oh, that was up. Happy for him. You know, good.
Team must not be that good. Gonna be a rough year for such and such high.
Man, boy, when I tell you, she tell you, I was surprised. You like, oh, he made the team. He was like this, that, and third. Oh, cool. That was good.
Oh man.
That's funny,
bro.
So back to you, man. With your pressure, do you feel it's another level of pressure between JUCO and D2 as far as like the weight you feel in your shoulders? Like when I always said before, like we need to stop, we're looking at you. Do you feel a different level of pressure from JUCO to now?
Yes, most definitely. Yes. And so the reason why that is because like just being real, JUCO was easier. It was like every game in JUCO, knowing my talents and abilities and know-how, I knew every game. Like I had what it takes. I knew what to do. I know like whoever step on this floor, I'm good. Every game. Yeah, I got here. My confidence was just up at JUCO because I knew I had what it takes, especially after my freshman year. Like my freshman year, like I felt a lot of pressure because I was like, I don't know how good everybody is. I don't know how tough this level gonna be. And then my first game, we played a JV NAIA team, NAIA JV team. We beat them by 20 some, and I had 16 and 12. And so then instantly I'm like, oh, if this it, then you feel me? I'm good. Like I got it. But I quickly realized that it was not gonna be that easy every night. But after my freshman year, I was a starter from day one, or like from game one. I'm like, every game I came out there like I know what was going on. I knew what to do. I got my game plan. I got my scout. I knew I could trust I just trusted my abilities. So I'm good. But when I got here and I got to, practicing with these guys on a higher level, quickly realized that it was a higher level. Naturally, I guess my confidence just got shook a little bit. And I was like, man, like, every night I don't got what it takes. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying I don't have what it takes. That's probably a bad choice of words. But every night I didn't just know I was gonna be good with my matchup. Like I didn't know we was gonna be good with whatever team we played. Cause I'll never forget the first game we played so my first season here, it was 2020 COVID year. So it was the 2020-2021 season. And so with COVID going on, we didn't start playing until January. Practice for 4 months from August to January, practicing no games. Some scrimmages thrown in there, you know what I'm saying? But just practice. So I don't know what it's like to be on this level. But I know early on, my teammates who was a tournament, all PVC tournament player in Hunter Preston, and a D1 transfer in Tree Thomas. His name David Hammer. We call him Tree. That like them was who I was going against every day because they were the other two post players. For a while in them practices, they were tearing me up and can't lie. They were busting my head. And I ain't ashamed to admit that because it's part of my development. But early on when I first got up here, they were busting my head every day. I'm gonna do defensive player, so you know that would hurt me. I was out here like, what's going on? Like, like, ain't no way I'm getting killed like this every day.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you know how it is when you play somebody, like they got it going, you know, they hot or whatever. They make some BS, and you just like what could I even do about that? Like, it just makes me even more mad. That was the type of stuff that was happening to me. So like that's when the pressure hit me. I'm like, man, like I gotta improve. Like it don't matter what happened. I'll be doggone. I sit here and get towed up every day. So as the season went on, I got better and better. You could tell. And my first game of the season, we played a team we played a good team in a school called UNC Pembroke. Good team. They had a big who was like an all-conference player. Swole guy, about 6'5", but swole and played hard. He was like a equivalent to him. Like, I don't even know. He just was super strong, not very athletic. Like, he ain't doing a whole lot athletic-wise, but strong and very physical. Like, he was gonna go there with anybody. Like, he ain't care. He bumping you like he'll make a post move, bang, move. Like, he was that type of player. Rebounds, he running into you for him, like everything. Big body dude. That was my first game in the league. And it woke me up. I was like, dang, like, is this what we playing against? Like, is this gonna be every night?
Yeah.
But as the season went on, I improved. Over the summertime and the off season, I improved on this year. So now it's a little less pressure because I just like my freshman year, I know what to expect. I know I've improved. I know it ain't the same. So now I walk into the games kind of similarly. Like, I know I got what it takes. Every game I walk in here like, hey, I don't care who step out here, whether he's 6'5", 7 foot, 300 pounds. I done played everything in between. Now it's like, hey, whoever set foot out here, I got my scout. I got my game plan. I'm good. I'm ready. Like, I know I got me. I bet on me every trip. So it's less pressure now at this point, but there definitely was more pressure now, like here than it was in JUCO. Because, like I said, my first JUCO game, 12. D2 game, 4 points, like 3 rebounds, played like 17 minutes. Big dude that I was not ready to play. Like, it was a culture shock almost. I was like, man, like, this the league, and they bust our head too. Like, we lost that game by 20 something. Season. Like, dog, we practiced from August to January for this. Smack. It just was it was just very different. My wake up call in JUCO, my wake up call in D2 was very different. So naturally, the pressure that came with both very different in itself. So yeah, I say all that to say yes. Pressure on this level was a lot higher than it was on the last one.
Did that shake you a lot? Like, did you like, dang, am I D2 worried? Like, did that shake your confidence enough to where you were like, did you feel like you made the wrong decision? Or it's just like, like, did you feel like you were just like, you weren't built for D2 at that point?
No. Never was my confidence. I'm the type of person to step up to the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm never gonna back down for no challenge. Like, so yeah, we got our head bust open, and like and my matchup got the best of me, whatever. I understood that, but I'm the type of person I can take my L. Like, I can take an L like a champ. Like, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take this one on the chin. I'm good for that. Like, this ain't the first time, we got been blew out. This ain't the first time my matchup got the best of me. I can take mine on the chin. I know when I'm beat. You know what I'm saying? And so, the thing about me that I feel like everybody don't have, like athletes at least. One thing about me that I feel like everybody don't have is when I take my L's, I go home and I think about it. I think about why this happened like that, or why was it this way. I won't just be mad about it, because some guys, they take that L and they mad. They like sick. And I ain't saying I'd be happy, but they just be angry, like, man, no, bro, F this, and we supposed to win this. And what I'm saying? Like, they just be mad. But in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm upset. Like, I hate that we lost, or I hate that my Metro got the best of me. But at the end of the day, I go home and I lay in my bed and I say, okay, like, why did this happen? I remember he did this and this and this. And that got me like, why did like what was I thinking? What was I trying to do? What should I have done? I'm about correcting my mistakes, because one thing about me, my coach all the time, he fun it like, and it's funny because he messed with me. But one thing about me is I'm gonna talk crazy to me. If a guy get the best of me, I take that personally. Even if the team beat us, you feel me? I'm mad about the loss. I want to win more than anything. But if my matchup get the best of me, one thing you ain't finna do is talk crazy to me like I ain't just, you feel me, like I don't belong here. So that's the type of attitude I got about it. Somebody get the best of me, guess what? You gonna see me again in the block, and I need mine at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's just how I approach the game, and I feel like that's probably the best way to approach it. Like, I ain't gonna say the best way. I don't know what the best way is, but that worked for me. Knowing that, okay, yeah, he got the best of me, but he gonna come back around, and I'm gonna get mine off the back end. Best believe that. That's just how I get down. That's how I see it. Like if he get the better of me once, you don't want to play me twice. I'm not going.
That's a good mindset to have too, man. Because I know a lot of times we get so fixated on what happened without really getting more strategic on the reaction to it. Like you said, you take a loss, right? And people are like, dang, man, they got me, man. Whatever. You just get mad and frustrated, which is cool, which is actually somewhat good. But they don't take that next step. And it's like, dang, okay, what happened? Why did this happen? My biggest thing is always figuring out why. Like, that's probably my favorite thing to like dissect and think about sometimes. It's like, why and how? Like, why did this happen? Why did that happen? How did he get there? Like, how did he think to get that thing? Like, whatever. Like, dissecting between those two questions is like how you really get to the root of stuff. And it's like the fact that you didn't back down from that challenge and, take that L and, swallow under it, just like, like they say, pressure can burst pipes and make diamonds, which I wonder if we can come out with a new one, because I'm kind of tired of that. But
I like I like that one.
I like it, but at the same time, I was like, bro, I'm kind of tired of hearing it. But maybe it's just me, because I hear too much motivational and mindset stuff. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. But like you said, pressure can make diamonds or burst pipes. So it's like when you get smacked in the face, bro, that's pressure. Like, how do you respond? Is the most important thing to it. So that's mental toughness for you, bro, that you're able to take the L. Like, you ain't just punk about it, like, dang, man, we shouldn't have lost this and the third. Like, no, okay, we did lose. Why? Like, so from there, it's just like now you can actually get to an answer and like get to the next step, to where it's like, all right, cool. Like you said, when we come back around, I know what's up. And like, even if you're not ready, you get busted again. Okay, cool. Let's plan C.
You won't see me in the tournament, or I'm gonna see you next year.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, all right, you got me, bro. All right. Let's run the off season. Something. I'm finna get this win, bro. Like, everybody don't have that mindset. That's the competitive mindset that everybody don't have. So it's like you embrace that pressure and that challenge versus running from it. So that's dope, man. I respect that for sure.
Bro, like you're not finna, I feel like that's a special to be able to accept your losses. Like, you gotta be, because you gonna lose sometimes. Somebody with the better of you. Accept that. Take it on the chin. Like, okay, we lost. Like, and that's not saying be satisfied with losing, but like, so I give you a case in point. So the other day, when this is being recorded, we lost to Augusta on the road, Augusta University on the road. And so in the game, I feel like we played hard. Like it's like it was a dog fight the whole time. It was a very fun game to be a part of. Like, I had fun playing. We on the road, but like at a certain point we made a run, big plays. It felt like it was our home game. And then, the other way around, they made their run. They got the Rocket in there too. And so, like, but it was a fun game to be a part of. Great atmosphere. I feel like we both teams played hard. Down the stretch of the game, we made a few more mistakes than them, and they made more plays than us, and they ended up winning the game. In the game, I tell my guys in the locker room, I say, hey, like, I'm not, I ain't saying I'm happy we lost. Obviously, I'm not satisfied at all. But I can live with the fact that out there we play hard. I feel like the two things I can't live with. I feel like we don't play hard, and I feel like we don't play smart. I can't live with that. If I feel like we go out there and we not trying, or we just not trying to go, we're not guarding, we're not going hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm upset about that. And if we not playing smart, if I feel like we're not following our game plan, not listening to our scout or listening to our coaches, executing things like that, I'm gonna be upset about that. But if we go out here, we play hard, and I feel like we do the best we can, get everything we got, and the other team just make more plays than us. Basketball, that's a good team. Not like they a bad team. That's a good team we played in their gym. So they made more plays than us down the stretch. Could we have won? Yeah, of course we could have won. It's a dogfight the whole way. We very easily could have won. But a couple of shots go in here and there, we win the game. But them shots went in for them and not for us. So it's one of the things. Like I'm good with that. I know how to take an L like a champ. So, but we like at the same time, I know like we beat them in our home gym. We beat them with the same game plan that we had going down there. It's just one of them things. Like I know, like come with it. It's a long season. It ain't gonna be no undefeated teams around here. You know what I'm saying? So like you ain't never seen Duke or Kentucky or Syracuse or Gonzaga. You ain't never seen none of them go undefeated. Like if you have like even like when they be close, it'd be like 30-1, 32-2, something like that. Like you gonna take an L. I just need to know, how we came out. Did we come out hard? Did we play hard? Did we play smart? Did we execute our game plan? And they made more plays. That's basically what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. No, hey, but at the end of the day, come back around. We're gonna see him again, so don't worry about nothing. Give me one second, Ma. I gotta get my charger real quick before we get cut short of here.
Can't have that, bro.
Can't have that. Oh, cannot have that. There we go. But my next question to you is, do you ever feel pressure on yourself to get better? Like that may be like just a kid that you like, you know what I'm saying? He might not necessarily be a great player, but you like him, he works hard. Like, do you feel pressure to make that kid better?
So the player isn't that good.
Yeah.
Nah, not really. I mean, because I like what I do, so it's not really like a. I don't feel pressure to be like, oh, I gotta get them better. It's just like that's like I like that challenge, so I don't really see it as a bad thing. It's like, like because I remember, I think I might say this on the podcast already, but I remember I got referred to by another player. That player's parent referred me to this person, and so like I got kids kind of like within the school system. So I got like a young lady, she plays for the varsity girls, and then I got two kids that play at the middle school, both in 7th grade, boy and girl. And so the young lady's dad referred me to a player. The player that I was referred to plays on the 9th grade boys team. And I asked the varsity girl about him. I don't want to ask two real questions like, yo, is he good? Can he play? Just so I can get a awareness of like where I'm dealing with. And then how is he as a person? Like, is he a bad kid? Whatever. Because wherever you start at, it's cool. I'm gonna meet you where you are. So my only goal is to get up from there. So wherever we starting from is irrelevant to me almost, because my goal is to get you better regardless. So if you're sorry, quote unquote, I hate to say that, but like, if you're sorry or not as developed, okay, cool. Let's develop you. Like that's my goal regardless. So I don't care how good you are or how bad you are. My goal is to develop you. So I don't feel any extra pressure if you're good or not. Like my goal is to get you better. So as long as you're a decent kid, like a decent human being, then I'll work with you regardless. Like my goal is to get you better. So now if you're talking about playing a high level, then I don't definitely feel pressure on that because that's just more likely not going to happen. But just to get you better regardless, like no, I don't feel pressure about that because I want to do that either way, whether I like you or don't like you as much. It's like my goal is to get you better regardless. So I don't really feel any pressure on that. Like that's just that's me regardless whether you're good or not. So it's just like it's a regular day for me. So
It's good that you approach every kid the same too. So even if you just like them or they, even if they want to get better but they're not as good as other kids, like the fact that you approach all of them the same is still good. I guess so. I can appreciate that. Like especially like I just, as I asked that question, I just imagine like a chubby kid like that can barely bounce a ball. Like, hey, Coach B, Coach B, can you get me better? You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably looking at him like, yeah, look, man, that's kind of how I saw it in my mind as I was asking the question. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get you better, bro. By the time I'm finished with you, you're gonna be playing varsity, stuff like that. Like, but that's good that you approach every kid the same though. So like, there's no favoritism. There's no unexpected. I mean, there's no unrealistic expectations, things like that. So that's good.
ain't got no time for none of that stuff, bro. Because you look at me crazy if I say I'm gonna get you to the NBA or WNBA and that don't happen. Like, yo, what happened, Coach B? I think you said, nope, I did not say that. That was not me.
That was not me.
Not gonna come in my neck saying Coach B said this. Nope, I did not say that. Nope. I told you shoot for the stars. Told you dream high, but you're gonna have to work there. Like I'm gonna let you dream as high as you want to, but I'm gonna be very realistic on the back end too. Like, hey, you want to go there? All right, cool. I'm gonna do the best I can to get you set up for that, as best as I know. If we fail, I know I did my best. I know I did because I'm only learning at a certain level right now. So I do feel pressure on that extent to like get to where I feel more comfortable. Like right now, my goal is to get you to college, like get some players where it's like I got them to college. Then from there, it's like, okay, got you to college to like certain level of college, like D2, D1, uh, mid-major, or the Power Five. And then from there, it's like, yo, can I get you to pro, whether that's overseas or, NBA, WNBA? Like, I want to get to there, but right now, I just like to get a consistent base to where it's like, I'm known to get kids better. That's my biggest thing right now. Like, I've known to get kids better. You want your kid to develop and get better, go see BeBall Jones. Like that's what I want to get to right now within really this year to where it's like that's a very confident and comfortable thing to where it's like I can approach you, yo, you want to get better? My name's BeBall Jones. My name's Brian Jones. Let's talk. So that's where I'm at right now. Like I don't feel any pressure to be like, oh man, I can't dribble right now. I dribble with my head. Like, okay, cool. Let's figure out. Do you know where your hands are? All right, cool. Let's use
Let's
this.
start there.
You feel me? So it's like
Man.
just wherever you at, bro. I don't care if you like a monkey, bro. All right, let's first off, let's pick up this book right here called Science. You're not a monkey, okay? Let's break this down first. You're a human being, all right? Let's you know what I mean? So I don't care where we start at. Like we'll meet you where you are so we can develop and grow. So I don't really feel the extra pressure with that, man. So yeah. So back to you. Um I'm not saying you are the leader, but you're one of the leaders. Like you're more of a vocal leader, defensive leader. So when it comes down to like any team issues or locker room issues, do you feel like you have the expectation to step up as one of the leaders on the team? Like a situation happens, like it's different between like the coach got to say something and players got to say something. Like it's two different voices, and sometimes the coach is cool with it. Like what the coach says is cool. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it goes in one ear out the other. So do you feel pressure sometimes, like as one of the leaders or at least vocal leaders on the team, to speak out and say something?
Um. Well, I had to say it depends on what happened. Like if it's a situation between two players, something of that nature, like two players get into it, anything like that, then probably not. Like I let we grown, y'all still there like me. I ain't saying fight. I ain't even gonna let y'all fight, but Y'all talk that out.
Mhm.
Gonna be like, I ain't your daddy. I ain't gonna like hug each other. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when things start to affect business, you know what I'm saying? Like when it's affecting what we got going on, what we trying to do, what we trying to accomplish. That's when I might say something like, hey, like guys, like that's over with. Like I don't care what y'all got, what kind of beef, whatever. I don't care about none of that for real. Like we got something to do. We got business to have. And that's happened a couple times where I had to like, I ain't saying I didn't just stepped in and it was like, hey, everybody just shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, but I'm gonna talk to you. I'm like, hey, bro, like we trying to do something, and y'all are hindering that, so y'all need to squash that, like whatever. So, but but when I was in junior college, I was exactly who you were depicted. Like when things happen, I can tell you, bro. My when I was at JUCO, my sophomore year at least, we had two leaders, me and my point guard Javon Duncan. And I told him all the time, I said, the crazy thing about our team is Vaughn is the daddy of the team, and I am the mama. Like, and I hate to put it that way, but that's how it was. Players like didn't mess with Vaughn. They listened to him. They had a little bit of like fear slash respect for him. Like Vaughn was that kind of guy. Like they knew he would throw hands with him, whatever. Crazy, cause Vaughn was like one of the smallest dudes on the team. Like, but they had that kind of respect for him. And so they listened to him whenever he spoke, and he didn't he didn't say a whole lot. Like I mean, he talked and joked around or whatever, but when it came to like actually like being serious and trying to like be like a leader and lead something, he didn't say a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? But I was the guy. I was the mama of the team. Like you know how like a lot of times like your dad would go to work, come home, and put food on the table. Like he come to practice, do what he got to do, go home. He kicked it with us. I ain't saying he just ain't fool with us, but he ain't say have to say a whole lot. But if he said something, folks listen. Mama, I got to get folks ready for school. Make sure folks making it to practice, making sure folks where they need to be. I got to make sure people know what time they got to be places. I'm keeping track of things. Somebody upset, okay, let me go talk to so and so. Let me go pat him on the back. Make sure he good. Things like that. That was me. I'm the guy people calling. Hey, bro, what? Coach, we can do this and this and this. Talk to coach, bro. I talk to him. Folks text me. Hey, what time practice is? Hey, what time we got to be at study hall? Hey, what time such is at this place? You know what I'm saying? All the time, like texting me, asking me, and that was something that was like a pressure on me that I like. It wasn't like a huge pressure, but like it put pressure on me. Like, okay, clearly I need to know everything that's going on at all times. Clearly, God forbid I had the same class as one of the boys. Oh my God, they
Yeah,
calling me.
you gotta do everything for him at that point.
Oh, bro, but for real, I kid you not, Brian. One day we in the summertime, but the summer between my freshman and sophomore year, I kid you not, we all in the same science class because they said it's supposed to be the easiest class, the easiest science class. They put us all in there, like all the people that I came in with that year, that class. Vaughn was in there. My other guard, Miguel, Hooks, like Corey, like all the guys that I came in with freshman year was in that class. So naturally, we got to do everything together. And so I remember like it was yesterday. The teacher came up there. We all sitting in the back because we too cool for class. We all sitting in the back chilling, whatever. Teacher come back there. We finna start a group project, but like we doing it in class, but we all in groups. Back there, kids, you not. Everybody already asked me like, what all the guys asked me like, what we do, what we finna do, whatever. This man came back there. Like, you guys working? Yes, sir. We got it. You the leader? I looked at them, looking at me. I said, I guess so. He said, all right, get them together, man. Get them right. And walked off. I was like, what is happening? The teacher, not even the coach, a teacher coming up to me talking about you leader. I guess so. All right, get them together, man. Let's go. Let's get it going.
That's
Like,
funny.
what? I was like, what's happening, bro? Like that was the type of person I had in JUCO. I thank God it ain't that bad no more. It was, it was a certain amount of, it's a certain amount of that, they respected me enough to like, Like they knew I was gonna know, and they knew I was a reliable source and stuff like that. So there's a certain amount of a compliment in that. But it was just like an annoying amount of pressure. Not like something like I was losing my hair, like, stressed out over, but it just was annoying. I was like, golly, bro, I got to know everything for everybody. I remember guys, you have issues, coach would be like, talk to so and so, man. See what the problem is. See if you can figure out what's wrong with them. I gotta go over there, like, hey man, like, what's up, bro? Like, we noticed you've been down. We noticed you ain't really been into it, and they'll tell me. I'm the team mama. They'll tell me because they know, you feel me. Like, everything they tell me is gonna be confidential, and they know I ain't gonna just out them to nobody or put their business out there. So they have no problem telling me, but they know I'm on their side at the end of the day. So that's always been me. Like since like my senior high school up now, that has always been me. I'm the guy that knows. Ash Nelson. And then like if they want something from coach, they want coach to do something for us or like some kind of special treatment or like decision making. Hey, see if you can get coach to do this. See if you can get coach to push practice back to 1:30, 2:30. See if you can get coach to practice early. Right. That was them, bro. It was all the time. And like it's a little bit of that now where they'll be like, hey man, see if you can do it. See, ask coach if we can do this, because I have a good relationship with my coach now the same way. So they might be like that with me now. But it ain't nowhere near as bad as it used to be at Belleville. Like at Belleville, I was like when I say I was like they mama. And that's crazy because we had a team mama. Like we had Miss Tiffany, lady named Miss Tiffany, that would really take care of us anything we needed off the court. But when it came to basketball affairs, they mama. Like, Nelson, what time we gotta be here? Hey, what we gotta wear? Where? You going to such place? If you ain't going, I ain't gonna go. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. Sometimes folks used to come up to me like Miss Tiffany or like some of the other people that work there, like Miss Lisa or Miss Park, anything like that. The people that was just in the faculty that knew me, they'll ask me to go play. They'll be like, hey, we having such and such on campus later today or tomorrow, whatever. You should bring the team. To come. I can't make these boys go nowhere. Like they talk about bring the team. Like, do I got a school bus or something, bro? Like, do you think I just bring them everywhere with me? Like, hey, bring the team to such and such. We doing this. All right, I'll ask them. And then I'll ask them. They'll be like, man, no, we're not doing that. I'm like, look, bro. Look, just a couple of y'all go with me, bro. I'm gonna go. Just a couple of y'all go with me. You ain't gotta stay long. I'll stay. Feel me? I know them. I know y'all don't know them. Whatever. Like, whew. Glad it ain't that bad no more. But there is definitely pressure that comes with being that leader of the team, man. It's like, dang, bro. Like, I got to know things. I got to be on top of things. If I ain't on top of it, it's gonna be bad. Even to the point where, like, if I ain't practicing hard, guys that like everybody, but like some guy, like if I'm not practicing hard, and I'm a guy that practices hard almost every day. If I'm not practicing hard, it's like, oh, today chalk. Practice hard. What we gonna practice hard for? Like, yeah, forget it. If Vaughn didn't practice hard, whatever. Vaughn, it's Vaughn. We good. Vaughn sometimes don't practice hard. Whatever. We know he know what to do. If I'm not practicing hard, guys not practicing hard. Like it's over with. And coach will tell me, like, Nelson, you didn't have a whole lot of energy today. Like, you just didn't look like yourself. I'm like, yeah, coach, I'm sorry. I just been tired. Like, hey, man, like, those guys depend on you, man. If you don't practice hard, like, that's why practice is so bad. I'm like, man, the whole practice bad because of me.
Part of that leadership, bro. That's part of that leadership, man.
Ooh, it's tough, dog. It's tough. But, it make you a better person in the end because it make you realize, like, okay, I need to come with, like, every day I need to make sure I'm on it. I'm on top of things. I am a leader. I am an important piece of the puzzle. So I need to make sure I'm doing my job. So, and that prepares you for life because one day I'm going to have a real job. And, like, I might not feel like doing it that day, whatever it may be. One day I might finish playing pro and go and go on and do like a regular like job in whatever field I choose to be in, and I might have to be on top of things, and like that'll help me advance in the future. Like I'm about my business. That's one thing I like to say about myself. I am about my business. I need to take care of myself, take care of my affairs, make sure everything is in order. So it has helped me improve in life, not just in basketball. So I am grateful for that, but it ain't fun. Not fun.
can respect that, man, because it's a lot to just balance yourself and manage yourself. You feel me? But when you have that weight on you from the whole team, coaching staff, and people around the team, it's just like yo, like hold on, bro, like I gotta. Is Nelson okay? Like hold on, is Nelson okay? Like let me time out. Like get all y'all. Is Nelson okay? So it's like, do you have a hard time balancing that? Do you have the pressure, like, because you're a lot more social than me, so it's like I have no issue retracting from people, like ducking off. Like, do you feel like any pressure from like balancing Nelson, like as yourself as a student athlete, of course the student part, like balancing your schoolwork, balancing you as a young man, handling your business, developing and growing, you as an athlete have taken care of practice, games, training sessions, and in the social life too. Like, do you feel pressure to um be on point in every area, or do you feel like you have a good rhythm or balance of like, all right, it's time for basketball to take priority right now? Do you do it? It's time for me to, all right, we ain't got nothing going on. Okay, let me study here. Like, do you have a problem with balancing that? Like, do you feel more pressure balancing that, or you feel like you got it kind of under control?
I mean, it's very, I feel like it's more under control now than it used to be. Like, there was a point in time I was kind of losing focus stuff, and that was bad, taking me off the court. And like, when I was younger, definitely when I was younger, my balance was bad. Like, it was kind of hard. It was hard to balance relationships and things like that. Like, I remember, to put in better words, I remember I was watching the I Am Athlete podcast, and they were their wives on, a bunch of NFL guys, former NFL players, and their wives or girlfriends or whatever. And they was discussing, what it was like to be in a relationship while their husbands was in the league and things like that. So they all talking about it from their different points of views. And the men felt like me, like, I'm putting my all into this. You know what I'm saying? I come home to you, you got all this, I provide all this, I provide all this for you. The women, like, the main thing they all said was giving your all to everybody, the field, your teammates, your coaches, the fans, everything. You give your all to them. You do everything they need you to do. And then you come home to me and give me the bare minimum. You tired and things like that. And I'm your wife, your girlfriend. Like, that was me. Cause I really would be doing it. I'm giving the people everything. Like, I'm playing, like, I'm giving my team everything. Practice hard every day. Play hard every game. Go out there, get everything I got. People ask me to go places like, hey, we having this event, we having that event. We need y'all to be there. We want y'all to show up. I'll go to church. All right, well, we having Bible study on Wednesday. All right, I'm gonna go. Cool. We do that. We used to do that as a team. Friends, every night and then friends want to go out, hang out, whatever. Team want to hang out, play the game, whatever. Cool. Like, it was a lot to balance. And I don't think a lot of people like realize, like, everybody ain't in my shoes. I ain't trying to make it seem like, I just had this, like I didn't have no free time, because I did have plenty of free time also, but it was like there was times it was hard to balance, you know what I'm saying, especially in season. And then you come home to your girlfriend or anybody you trying to talk to at the time, it's like, I don't feel like talking. I've been talking all day. Like talking. But whoever you talking to or in that relationship with, they don't deserve that. So that's where the balance come in. Like, dang, like, who do I give my time to? Who do I give my effort? What do I put my time and my energy in? And so it took me a while to realize the balance I needed for that. And so now, like, I'm to a point now, I'm older, more mature. I tell people straight up, like, hey, I'm not doing it. Like, I can't. I got workouts, I got practice. That practice, I might have class, or I got class before practice. Like, gotta eat.
Yeah.
If it don't fit in that schedule, I'm not cutting none basketball wise out or none school wise out. So if it don't fit into that schedule, I'm not doing it, bro. Like, it is what it is, and I'm sorry. And I tell people that, like, hey, I would if I could, but I can't. That go with like women, like, I tell them straight up, like, hey, I got workouts and practice for this. They do it, like. Like, hey, you want to hang out? You want to do this? You want to do that? I'm pretty tired after practice. I ain't gonna lie. I'm going to take me a nap. I got to work out at 6. So that means I ain't gonna get through to about 7. Then I'm going to take a shower. It's gonna be about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Like I'm pretty tired. Probably gonna go to sleep. And folks really look at you like, man, where you been? We ain't seen you. Yeah, the same places.
Yeah. I respect that,
It's
man. I respect that for sure. Cause that's like you said, it's a sign of like self-respect, a sign of maturity, and that you got your head on straight and like you got priorities in order. Cause that's a tough thing to do. Like, yeah, I'm still learning that as an entrepreneur, how to like manage my time, manage my schedule and stuff. Cause it's like, because it's you're viewed to have all the time in the world because you don't have anything to do. But like that's a slap in the face, bro. Because how am I supposed to make my living if I have all this free time? Like, no, like I have you. It's so much that goes into business, and it's so much that you have to do, especially if you're not like you don't have people to delegate stuff to. Like I am the business. I am everything. Like as a student athlete, you are the bit. Like you base. It seems you are a brand in the business right now because you can make money off your name and likeness, name, image, and likeness, the NIL deal, and you still have schoolwork to manage. You still have a social life to manage. You still have a personal self to manage. So it's like I respect that you found your balance and priorities, man. Like I really respect that, bro. That's what's up.
appreciate that, bro. It was kind of difficult, and like when you in them scenarios, you kind of find yourself like stressing, like,
Mm-hmm.
and you find yourself like, well, at least in my own personal life, like I find myself like pushing certain people away or like not like being kind of like on edge with them. Like, man, I like no, bro. Like snapping on them for no reason. Like, no, bro, I'm not doing that. Like, and they ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it was important that I find that balance, not just myself, but the people around me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta balance your energy. Same thing. Your energy is very important. Like, what you put your energy into, who you give your energy to, very important. And so, that's what I had to learn. So
How did you get to that
definitely
point?
so.
How did you get to that point where you found it? Like what was the breaking point that you were just like everything's out of whack, and what steps did you take to get it in balance?
So last year when I was here, my coaches used to be big on me. Like I was working out consistently for a while, like trying to get better. I felt the pressure of like, like I said earlier, I was getting my head buzzed every day in practice and stuff like that. I'm feeling pressure to get better. I need to be better. I'm not gonna take this every day. I'm not that kind of person. So I'm training every day with my assistant coach, Coach Stephen People. Shout out to him, who helped me develop a lot in a small period of time, really. So I'm getting it going. I'm developing every day, getting better every day. So then that was going on first semester. Second semester, my classes changed. I wasn't able to work out as consistently. And so, but at the same time, I wasn't making a concerted effort to try to work out as much. Like, it was like, I can't work out at the same time no more. Oh well. I started getting complacent. So then my coaches, we have an individual meeting. Every like month or so, we have individual meetings, which is you by yourself and all our coaches. You sit down, they kind of ask you some questions about how you feel and about what's going on and about how things are going and everything. And then they tell you some things they want you to know about the way you play, about what you're doing, everything. They tell you some things they just want you to know and like give you advice and ask you. And just it's just a time that y'all can be on the same page. So I'm in my individual meeting the second semester. So Nelson, my coach is like, Nelson, one thing I noticed about you, like I feel like you said you were playing your best basketball when you was working out with that man right there. Talking about Coach People. You was playing your best basketball. You was getting better. I seen you in here working every day, and it was showing. Like you were playing better. Uh, I feel like you started playing better. You got complacent. Now you're not working as hard. Like, you're not developing anymore. Like you're not getting no more. You're not getting better anymore. Like you kind of just settled. And like I see you come here every day with your Chick-fil-A, milkshakes, and everything. Like you having a good old time, and that's good. I want you to enjoy your time, but remember, I need you to keep the main thing the main thing. Like, I want you to be good. I want you to be happy. All that. You need to remember that this comes first. Like, you need to be trying to get better every day. He said, and then he said something to me that I ain't never forgot. It stuck in my mind. He said, Nelson, you walk around here every day like everything okay. We ended our season 5-7. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever our record was at that time. He said, Nelson, I feel like you walk around here like everything good, everything great. And it's not. Everything ain't good, Nelson. Everything is not good. I need you to walk around here with a little more urgency. Like, I need to get better. We need to get better. We need to win games, things like that. And when he said that to me, I was like, you're right. Like, everything is not good. So I need to conduct myself accordingly. Like, act like we need to get better. I need to get better individually. And so that's when I started like buckling down. Like, okay, we not be so lax about everything. Like, let me put basketball first. I can't take everything for granted. Like, yeah, I'm enjoying my time here. Everything good. I'm having a good time. But make sure I keep basketball the main thing. And so from that day forward, I stayed up here all summer working and working out. That's all I did all summer. You know, I had my fun with my off days, but like only in my off time. Skip no workouts if I could help it. And miss no days. I was serious. Like I'm getting to it. Then, you know, school start back. I'm in the gym every day. My regular time ain't working. Hey, can you get in here at this time? I'll be good to go at this time. If you can't, can you get in here at this time? All right, well then today ain't gonna work. All right, can we get in here tomorrow morning? I'm getting to it. I make sure that this comes first every time. And so then once I started doing that, it kind of fell into place because now it's like, all right, this coming first. For certain. So everything else second. And you know, school is second. Obviously, I need to make sure I get my grades. So school is second. And then I had that forced me to pick and choose what's important to me. So like doing this podcast, like hanging out with my friends, my girlfriend, anything. To make sure this is coming first. And so that just put me in a position to where I was like, okay, so whatever I do in between that time, that is the balance. And so I make sure I take my time to rest. I make sure I take my time to sleep, take a nap, whatever. Make sure I take that time too, because I feel like that's important. Like, folks don't underestimate the power of a nap.
Man.
Folks underestimate the power of that nap. Especially when you're in college, you've been in college, you know that post-class nap, I need it.
Who you what?
I tell you what, last semester I had class at 11 to like 12:15. Then I go eat at like 12:30. Practice was at 1. It was from like 1 to about 3. The cab opened at 5. So I get home at about 3:30. Like if we didn't have study out, whatever. If we had study out, then I get home like 4. Come home, take me a shower. Good now. Up at about 6, 7. Go to the cab, eat, come back, and start doing my homework and stuff. I'm refreshed, re-energized, everything. Then nothing moved till I took that nap. Made sure I took it. I'm saying, bro, like, find that balance. And that was kind of how I did it. Like, make sure you know what your main thing is. If it ain't basketball, you know, if you listen to this podcast, it probably is. But if it ain't basketball, make sure you know what the main thing is. If your main thing is your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, good. They're cool. Put your energy into them. Make sure they know you love them, care about them, cool. But make sure everything you do lines up with what you want your main thing to be. Okay, I want basketball to be the main thing. Okay, cool. All right, class. All right. I need to work out time around that schedule. Make sure I get my workout in, my shots up, my practice time in, everything. My rehab time. Make sure I got time in all that to do it. Then after that, okay, what's next? What comes next in my criteria or my priorities? All right, I got a girlfriend, got a boyfriend, I got friends, whatever. Get in wherever they can get in. I tell my friends that in real life, I'll be like, hey man, I appreciate friends that don't always need me to be around. I understand what's up. Like, Y'all know I ain't gonna always be here to hang out and stuff. They understand that. They respect that. And they'll be like, hey, so we doing this and this and this. Can you go? We play that next day, so I probably ain't gonna go. But you like y'all don't play till the next day. Like you can go. I'm like, nah, but I ain't trying to be out and about. They got to play next day. I ain't trying to be tired, sleepy. No, I ain't trying to be out late. None of that. Or if I do go, I'm leaving early. Oh yeah, bro, I got a game tomorrow. I'll holler at y'all. Take this jump serious, bro. Like, and that's part of it. Like that. So young players watching this right now, make sure you understand that. Like especially before you get into college basketball, if you plan on going to play college or anything like that, high school you kind of straight because all your priorities in the same place. You go to school, play basketball in the same place. You do everything at the same time every day. Nothing changes. When you get to be in college and things like that, your time is yours. Like you do with that what you want to do. You on your own. No mom and daddy here to make you get up for school, go to class. No mom and daddy here to take you to practice. No mom and daddy here to make sure you eat, make sure you sleep, get you up, like wash your clothes, anything. So what you do with your time, you got to figure that out. So make sure you know what your main thing is. Make sure you know what come after that and what come after that and what come after that. And then plan accordingly. And that's how you find your balance.
That's a gem right there, bro. I like that, man. Hopefully they taking notes on that because that was a needed thing, man. So, man, that's really respectable, bro. Like I ain't even like trying to blow you up when I say that. Like that's real respectable. Like that you took the onus from your coach and you took the responsibility. Like, all right, let me get everything straight because I'm out of order. Because a lot of players aren't coachable enough to be like, man, he coming to me crazy, bro. I am working hard, man. Just because I'm enjoying myself, don't mean I ain't doing this. It's like, no. Obviously, they want the best for you. So it's like they ain't just saying that to hurt your feelings or to try to call you out. It's like, no, I've seen slackage. Like, you're not coming in here correct. So let's come in here correct. And then you took the onus on you where it's like, all right, let me step up and figure out, let me self-evaluate to where I can prepare to where we're everybody in the same direction now. Like coaches say I'm going this way, I'm saying I'm going this way, so we good now. So I really like respect that, bro. That's what's up.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And it was a certain time they said I ain't gonna lie to you. They said this to me a couple times. Like, and the first few times I was looking at it like, man, like I feel like I'm working. Like, what's up? But I had to realize like like you said, they do have my best interest at heart. Like they're not saying this for no reason. And they believe in me. So them saying that multiple times, there's some truth in it. Like, so I had to stop being sensitive, stop like just looking at it from my own point of view and realize like they obviously see something. Like this is not just something they want to say to me just to make me mad. And I was kind of stuck in my way. They was right. I was complacent. I was kind of stuck. Like, man, I'm having a good time. I was walking in with food every day, stuff like that. I wasn't getting fat or nothing, but you could tell I was enjoying my time. Let me say that. Yeah. Like walking in with Chick-fil-A and junk every day. And so they understood. They was like, man, Nelson, like you walking in with food every day. I can tell you having a good time. So they just make sure you keep it the main thing. And now I do. And they tell me people tell me how much I done improved and got better from last year to this year. And I'd be like, man, it almost kind of feel like an insult. But I'm like, dang, bro, was I not good? Like, folks tell me all the time, like, man, you way better than you were last year. I'm like, bro, what you trying to say, bro? Like, was I sorry or something, bro? Just say that.
You felt last year, you got better.
Like, just say that, bro. Like that. Like, no, Brian, they really be making it seem like that. Like, I remember one guy was like, if you improve, like, because I got another year of eligibility. They was like, one guy was like, if you improve as much this year to next year as you did from last year to this year, you're gonna be the best player in the league. What you trying to say, bro? Like, just say it. Like, did I suck last year or something, bro? Like, say that. Like, golly. I be real deal hot. Like, I be trying to just take the compliment, but I really be wanting to say, like, bro, what you trying to say, bro? Was I sorry, bro? Just say that. Did I suck last year? Tell me that to my face right now.
That's funny. I'm trying to tell you, bro. You're trying to fight over a compliment, bro. Come on, man.
Man, come on, man. Like, what if one of your kids like been training with you for like 6 months, and in month 7 they like, man, you a way better trainer than you used to be. mean? Like, you've been coming this whole time. Like, you've been at every game. Like, what you mean, bro?
Oh man. I know how you feel, bro. I'd been like, hold on, bro. Like, was I bad before? Like, did I? And then you go home, start thinking, like, dang, I used to suck 6 months ago. Like, hold on. Like, I know how you feel, bro, but it's still funny, man.
But I tried to take the compliment. Like, all right, thank you, bro. I'm glad I'm getting better. Whatever.
That's funny, bro. That's a good
But man, I'm all out of questions for you, bro. Do you have any more for me?
one. Yeah, you made me think of one more I wanted to ask. It's kind of selfish, but I don't care. It's my podcast. It's our podcast. So when it comes to this podcast, do you feel any pressure because like you got more receptive, more you received more feedback than I have, from peers and stuff about the podcast. So do you feel like there's any pressure on you/us to perform and exceed expectations that we have or that you feel like we have?
Yeah, to a certain extent. I ain't, it ain't just like crushing pressure. I ain't out here like, man, we gotta be good, bro. Like, cause I ain't like stressed out about it, but
Mm-hmm.
I want to be good. Like anything I do, I want to be good at it anyway. But more than that, I don't like to be embarrassed. So like people I know listen to it. I got friends listen to it, homeboys, teammates, they listen to it. I ain't trying to have nobody come up to me like, hey man, that last episode y'all dropped, what y'all talking about, man? Like that's some junk, like that's trash. Like I cut it off 10 minutes in. Like I ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So if I know somebody I fool with or I know is listening, or if anybody really is listening, but especially somebody I like know and respect, listen to what I'm doing, I want it to be good. Like I want them to respect one of the things. Like I ain't trying to be embarrassed out here. So I do feel that pressure, like, nah, bro, we gonna be good. Like that's why I don't come in half step. Like when I say I like to come in on my Shannon Sharp, my Stephen A, I mean that. Like they don't have step on that now episode you ever seen. You ain't never seen them walk in looking at their paper like, yeah, so this and this and this and this. Like, no, they come in there, they know what's going on, they know what they want to say, and they articulate. And so that's how I feel about it. That's how I go about it. Like, nah, I want this gonna be good, bro. Like, and I tell people like, hey man, I listen to the podcast, bro. Y'all talking about some good stuff. I'm like, yeah, man, appreciate it. So and then sometimes they be like, hey, so like how y'all get started? How y'all even like know what y'all gonna talk about? I'm like, man, we sit down, we talk about it, we work on it. It don't just happen. We don't just get on there and be like, yeah, man, so press record, let's go. Do that. I know. We plan out, we sit down, we talk about what we want to say, and we get it right, we get it together. So I do feel pressure to that, make sure that this is good content. Like I'm not half stepping. So to our fans and our loyal viewers and whatnot, the BeBall Jones podcast ain't half stepping. Like we can't, everything we do, we ain't come to play. Like we wanted to be good for y'all. We put our best foot forward,
Yep.
and we don't play around. Like even to the point now where like I say we trying to record, and I know I got other stuff going on. I tell people like, yeah, I can't make it for the podcast. Like, and they be like, oh, you got a podcast? Yeah, you should check it out. BeBall Jones podcast on all platforms.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like I make sure I block off time because, like I said, it's one of my priorities now. So I block off time for this. Like I'm not. I want it to be good. I want it to be something people can appreciate and respect. So I'm never gonna have step when it comes to this. Like this is like this is something I want to do. So I'm gonna put my best foot forward every time.
I agree, man. Like, uh, the only pressure I could say I do feel is from me. Like, I don't feel any necessarily outside pressure because I expect a certain level of quality when I press record. I expect a level of greatness to come out from this podcast. And when I do edit and send it out, I expect a certain level of expectations. Even with the first season, like, we talked about what I told you what my expectations was for that first season. Even with that, I was taking anything and everything, like open to it all. I want you to tell me it sucked. Please tell me it sucked. But what I told you earlier, why and how? Well, why'd you think it sucked? Okay, how do you think we can get better? What are you seeing what are we missing? I want to get your perspective. You can be completely wrong. Talk to me. Let me talk to you. What's up? Oh, word. All right, cool. You can be completely wrong. I'm still gonna listen. Because regardless, you might have one thing that you say that's like, dang, that is kind of true. The 99% of the rest of that was garbage, but that 1% was like, I can take that. And I'm open to all of that. So it's like, I'm very comfortable with all of that, especially like I told you before. Like I told you, like we had a conversation multiple times about what our expectations were for the first season. And we did that. You feel me? So same thing for this season, plus more. Like we've had this conversation multiple times. You feel me? So right now I don't really feel any outside pressure from people, like for the most part. I don't, because I think part of the reason why I don't feel pressure because I have so much on myself that you can't outdo what I feel for me. Like I'm already at a 10, bro. So it's like that's an 8. What you saying? That's cool. I already thought about that plus 6 more things. Like I'm overthinking too. Like I'm analyzing all this stuff. So it's like, man, B, you should do this and that. I am. You just don't see it yet. Man, you should be doing this, man. Like, thank you. I am. I thought about that. That was a good idea till I came up with this idea to top that one. But thank you. So
thought about that last week.
that's about 6 months ago, bro. But thank you. I like that. Thank you, though. While I'm saying I am open to all ideas. You can DM me whatever you got. I'll take all that. It could be an old idea. I don't care. Still DM me. I'll take all that. But I'm just saying, don't expect me to not have thoughts and ideas because that's what I do. I'm a thinker. So, yeah, I just feel like there's no real, I don't say no real pressure, but no outside pressure from anybody else because it's like,
you can't put more pressure on me than I put on myself.
At this point, you can't, bro, because I see where it can go. So it's just like, you don't see where I see to where I have that pressure on me to get there. You might see something that's like, that's I see that for year 2. I'm thinking about year 5. So I'm already, how can I get there? So like you can't pressure me to get to year 2 when I'm already thinking year 5. I don't know if that makes sense to people, but it makes sense up here. So it's like that pressure that you could put on me, that was just like, I don't even know. Like that wasn't nothing for me. So I don't feel any real pressure to come do this, at least outside. It's already the pressure I put on myself. So yeah, I agree with you, man. Like then I remember I went to your game and the coach was like, man, I like your podcast, listen to it. Just a little bit, like, okay, make sure we're doing the same thing. That's it. Make sure we the worst case we maintain that. That's the worst case scenario. But I already know we passed that. I've already, like, we talked about that. I already know we have. So it's like, like I don't feel pressure sometimes, like not from that. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But that's it for me.
I feel it, man. So if that's all the questions we have, man, I guess that does it for another installment of the BeBall Jones podcast, man. We appreciate y'all for listening. We hope y'all got something out of it. And one thing I want to say, I hope we noticed, I hope y'all as a viewer noticed, none of these questions was about, man, how I feel having to take the last second shot or what you feel during crunch time. Like, that's not the only pressure we feel as players and as trainers. Like them last 2 minutes of the game or the butterflies you get before the game start, like, that's not the most important thing. That's not the only pressure we feel in our profession. So I hope people realize that. I hope that ain't lost on some people. But hope you got something out of this. Definitely some gems in this one. Like, follow, and subscribe. Make sure you follow Brian on all social medias at BeBall Jones. That's BeBall Jones on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And follow me on Twitter at NellyH34 and Nelson Haskin on Facebook. And keep the conversation going. We always love to take feedback and comment. Like Brian said, feel free to DM us some ideas. We probably thought about it last month, but go ahead and try anyway. We appreciate all feedback and ideas y'all can give us. But with all that being said, man, thank y'all again for listening, and we out.